Unless you were living on a private island somewhere, you must have come across one of these. Now, back in 2020, when COVID-19 swept the world and left countries scratching their heads for a solution, some companies were busy producing these. This is a sanitization box, a cell phone sanitization box. Because we all know your phone screens have more germs than a toilet seat. It's a fact, you can Google it. Let's have a look at the package. So the box is quite modest. Inside we have the user manual, the disinfection box, and then inside the disinfection box we have a power cable and two droppers. Now the disinfection box has quite a decent size and quality. I mean, it is a typical plastic build, nothing special. And this is one of the generic types. It is so generic, in fact, that even the picture on the box doesn't match the product. The inside chamber is quite spacious. I mean, you can easily fit in your Ultras, in your Max Pros and whatnot. For perspective, this is an iPhone 15 Pro. You can see how much space is still left inside. You can fit in your phone along with your car keys, headphones, all at the same time. And the operation is quite simple. So you first plug it to a power supply. There's no built-in battery, so you can't charge and use it. You have to give it a power supply. And then once you switch it on, you leave it for about 30 seconds until the red light goes off. And then when you press the button once, it turns green and it runs an 18 minutes disinfection cycle. And then if you press it twice, it will beep twice and the light will be blue and it runs a 30-minute cycle. Now let me just stop there and say that this method of 18 and 30 minute cycle, it just throws the efficacy of those UV bonds out of the window, which were basically used to swipe over your shoes back in the corona days. Anyways, once the cycle is complete, there is a triple beep and then you're good to go. What's next? Your phone is out of charge. Simply place it on top of the box and it's a wireless charger. Now this was like a perfect gift in 2020. But wait, how does it work? And why were they more popular than alcohol wipes? I'm gonna answer both questions. Alright, let me explain. So we all know that UV light kills germs and microbes. Now it shoots photons at the microbes. UV light has a lot of energy, much more than your normal visible light from the bulb. Now it uses this energy to knock off electrons from the molecules in the germ's body. This causes them to heat up, aka burn. It breaks down their cell membranes and they cease to be alive. And that is exactly why UV light is harmful for your skin. Now when you put the smartphone or anything inside the box and you turn on the switch, the two UV lights at both ends, they light up and they start their brutal massacre against bacteria and viruses. Now I sent in my phone as a spy and I left the video on just to make sure that the lamps were turning on. But the box doesn't just use UV light. There's another weapon that it has and it's quite interesting. Oxygen. But not oxygen we breathe, this is known as O2. Now the energy from the UV light, it splits the oxygen molecules into oxygen atoms. And then oxygen atoms are very reactive, they need something to latch onto. So they will find another O2 molecule and then they will become O3. And if you've been paying attention in science class, then you should know that O3 is ozone. Now, what this ozone molecule does is that when it approaches a germ particle, that one extra atom that is latching onto it, it releases that and that latches onto the bacteria's molecules. Now, this process of that one oxygen atom attaching itself to the bacteria's molecule is called oxidation. In other words, combustion. In other words, burning. Once again, heat is released and this causes the germ particle to burn and die. So this box essentially uses two of the most effective sanitization procedures to get rid of microbes and germs. And the reason they became so popular is because you don't have to refill them with any costly chemicals. It uses two lamps and air. One is cheap, the other is free. And we all saw what happened to the prices of disinfectants and sanitizers back in the day. I mean, masks went from $3 a box to $90 a box. That's an increase of 3,000%. On the downside, it's pretty small, so you can't really fit that much stuff in there. But then again, it's meant for cell phones and small items like keys and headphones and basically whatever you carry in your pocket and you usually come in contact with throughout the course of the day. Now UV light is quite dangerous to the eyes and skin, so there's a cool feature built in. When you open the box mid-cycle, it shuts down the lamps automatically. Oh, and those droppers you saw earlier, you can drop in a few drops of Dettol or perfume if you want, and this will sort of give your device or whatever is inside the box an aromatherapy, if you may. The real question remains, does it really work? Well, the science behind it is solid. Now, there's no way for me to actually lab test this specific device, But there are well-known brands who are selling theirs with lab-backed results. And after COVID-19, you just can't be too careful. That's it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Give it a like, give it a share, and subscribe to MiiBooth and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss out on any new content. And I urge you to follow me on Insta and Facebook. The links are in the description box below. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.